This is Trey Ism, and you watching Gems in the Rock.
Thank you for coming out. Appreciate you, boy. It's been a long time since I seen you, and you've been like one of the pioneers of the rock as far as this circuit of basketball. And you and your family has rung many bells in the town. I'm just glad to have you on this platform.
Appreciate it.
Saying, Gems in the Rock. This is an exclusive interview with your boy, Trent Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Welcome. First question I want to ask you is, what was it like playing for your pops?
It was beautiful. I got to experience that not too many people are able to have. It was difficult. Just being the son, trying to follow his footsteps, especially when you get your mom's speed. My dad an Olympian, running in the Olympics for track, and I tried to run track till a white boy passed me so fast. My dad told me to play baseball.
You tried to run track too?
Yeah, in high school. So
you try to play multiple sports too. Like, I know your pops played multiple sports, but like, you know, was you good at any of them? Your first attempt? Did you feel like you had any kind of longevity in any of them outside of basketball?
Well, I played multiple sports all my life. To be honest, baseball is my passion. I had scholarships to go play baseball. All-star in baseball, played in the last All-Star game at the Silver Stadium, pitched a no-hitter in 4 innings. Football, I love football, played PT.1 football all my life. Go to high school, made the Eddie Meade football team. Wasn't able to play because I was going to college for basketball. College coach wouldn't let me. So I was an all-star in every sport that I played, so I took every sport serious.
So what was your years like in Franklin, as far as like your freshman year? Like, everybody has a tough freshman year when they playing. Like, what was it like, entering, trying to play sports?
Freshman year, it was a learning experience for me, for the simple fact that my dad was a coach. We had a hell of a team. Varsity, I started out JV, I played 1 game on JV, I played against Aquinas. Moved up to varsity after the JV game. Varsity had Brad Rucker, Calvin Hill, Marlon Johnson, Boswell King, Robert Stevens. They had a hell of a team. And the only reason I moved up because Brad Rucker, he was a point guard, he didn't have anybody to back him up, substitute. So my dad came to me and he basically told me I'd sit the bench if he bring me up. I didn't want to sit the bench, but just looking at him and he explained to me, this will make you a better player. I decided to come up. Now, what I didn't realize is by me coming up, I was practicing against the best every day as a freshman. Brad, Mel, they was kicking my ass. But it prepared me for the next year because they were all seniors. And when they graduated, now it was my turn as a sophomore. And then I was happy that I did play varsity to practice against them my whole freshman year to become a better player.
So I'm understanding that Stevie J was on that team.
No, Stevie J, he was on the team before that.
Before that?
Yeah, I was a ball boy when he was playing. Yeah, he used to sit right next to me.
So what was it like? Did anybody expect Stevie J to be that star? Was he that talented? Was it like a hidden talent?
No, Stevie, he was, as a kid, I used to watch him, he was always in the music. It was nothing to see him walking around with a little piano, them little pianos they had back in the days that was battery operated.
Right.
No, he was always a musician. Now, if we look back, I never thought that he would be the individual that he was. Actually, he stayed with us for a while. My dad had moved him in because I believe his family had moved to Buffalo. And Stevie wanted to stay in Rochester. But No, I mean, back then, some people laughed at him, some people didn't have,
He stayed with y'all, you and your family?
Yeah, in the house.
Wow.
But as you can see, some people don't know what the future holds, and
Right.
he done blew up, and anybody that had anything laughing at him and all that,
What type of a ball player was he? Like?
No, Stevie J, he was a ball player. I mean, one thing I can say to be able to be on the team at Franklin, you had to be something. Mm-hmm. I mean, even if you didn't get too much playing time, you wasn't a person that was just on the team just to be on the team.
Right.
I mean, people from the end of the bench to the starting five went through the same thing, same rigorous things, And it's a blessing that everybody at times was able to play, because if we won it by a lot or anything. But if he was a ball, I can't remember exactly because he's much older than me. Mm-hmm. But I just know if you played for Franklin, you had some kind of skills.
Right. I wonder if he was like a defensive type player, offensive type player, that he was a two-way player.
Actually, I think he was a crowd type player.
Crowd
he just wanted to please the crowd.
Wow, that's crazy. So, where were you when you found out that you was headed to Ohio?
Actually, I got the offers from Ohio and Rutgers the same day after we played against McQuaid at McQuaid. Mm-hmm. Ohio State came to my house, Rutgers came to my house, and spoke to both coaches. And I actually wanted to go to Rutgers University. I remember vividly, I go to school at Franklin, mm-hmm. and I got this big red Ohio State coat with my name on the back of it with number 10, and I realized everybody wanted me to go to Ohio State. So actually, I was at school when I realized I was going to Ohio State. I was at Franklin one morning, and it was like everybody made a decision for me. It was like, that's the school that you need to go to. So that's when I realized that.
So what was your experience like as a freshman there, as opposed to in high school? I'm quite sure it's different, like having to restart, earning your time, your name. What was the experience like your first year in college?
Well, I'll tell you this. Well, people don't understand. When you go to college, you start to play against the elite from every state. At Ohio State, I'm going in as a point guard position. I got to take. He a sophomore. Mr. Ohio, he a point guard. Damon Stringer. When I got to Ohio State, I left Rochester. I was dunking on everybody.
Wow.
I get to Ohio State, I got to learn how to do a floater. I got people 6'8", 6'9" that could jump just as high as me.
Right.
But the interesting story I got to tell about my first time at Ohio State is me and my roommate, Sean Tucker, we was only freshmen, and coach called practice at 4 o'clock. At 3:30, me and Sean Tucker walking in the arena thinking we about to be at practice on time. We get in the arena, they dribbling balls and they doing drills already. Me and my roommate, we went and hurry up, got dressed, jumped on the floor. 4 o'clock, the coaches come on the floor. They cussing me and Sean Tucker out, calling us elephants. Where the fuck was y'all at? Why y'all coming to my practice late?
Wow.
And we well, you called practice at 4, we was here at 3:30. But we didn't know that when coach called practice at 4, that means be on the court at 3 with the managers. So from day one, we was in the doghouse, but the rest of the team was all sophomores. Sean Tucker was a big man. They wasn't about to tell us to be on the floor at 3 o'clock.
They knew it.
So yeah, they want us to be in the doghouse. So now we got to find our way out of the doghouse so we could try to now we can try to take their position. Yeah. But when I got to Ohio State, I realized it was a lot of talent out there. Mm-hmm. Rochester, we have a lot of talent, and we got kids that's making it to the NBA now. But but people gotta understand, there's a lot of talent out there.
Mm-hmm. So, your sister played ball too. Mm-hmm. Was the household a very competitive thing as far as getting your pop's attention, or were y'all supportive towards each other?
No, we was always supportive towards each other. We didn't have to get his attention. His attention was already there. Right. No matter what we do, I mean, we could have a game at North Street, and he the only person in the stands. Mm-hmm. And he cussing us out like he cussed his players out. We mess up. But
did y'all have rivalries, you and your sister, yo, you know what I'm saying? Do you ever play against each other Cheryl Miller, Reggie Miller story type?
well, growing up, I could see my sister Heidi racing me, trying to, bragging about how much faster she was. Mm-hmm. But we'd play, but it was nothing like I'm better than you, I'm better, Yeah. But we was just trying to. I believe that we was just trying to please her dad,
Right.
He was very competitive. We went bowling one time. He cussed us all out and then cussed himself out. That's how I knew that I was in trouble.
And she also played for Franklin too, right?
Yeah, all my sisters played for Franklin. You have my sister Lonnie. She started at Wilson first, played the first year at Wilson, but then she ended up transferring to Franklin also.
Wow.
So I have 3 older sisters that played for Franklin basketball.
Did any of them, go on to college?
Yeah, well? My sister Nicole, she scholarship. She ran track for Syracuse. Actually, she forever hold the record because it's a Big East record in the hammer throw that she broke in Syracuse in her days. Lonnie, she went to Johnson C. Smith where she continued her basketball career. Heidi, she went to Michigan State where she continued her track career, and they all was on scholarships.
Man, so what was you known for when you was playing the game? Like, what was your key, thing that you was known for when you stepped on that court?
Well, most people used to always say, go to the hole. I used to pride myself on defense. I didn't want nobody to score on me. I didn't think anybody was worthy to score on me. So I prided myself on defense, stealing the ball, taking the ball from people, and things of that nature. A lot of people wasn't looking at that. They just tried to look at offense. So a lot of people was like, oh, watch him go to the hole, watch his crossover and stuff like that. So I used to hear that all the time, which I didn't worry about.
Wow. So who did you model your game after? Like, is anybody that you sat back and was like, you know what, I'm going to be just like him, or I'm going to take a piece of his game and add it to mine?
Well, when I was growing up, my favorite player of all time still was Magic Johnson. I like the way he took control and things and how he had fun and made it look flashy. Then I ran into a guy while I was at Franklin, ball boy, Mike Shepard. And the things that I used to see him do on the court was amazing. And, I used to just watch him and I always wanted my game to be like his. The way he handled the ball, I used to say he used to have another string.
I would love to get that man on the
Yeah, I'm gonna work on getting him here for you.
That's what's up.
But yeah, he was a beast. Yeah.
So, if you want to get on the show, Gems in the Rock, just hit me up. Check the email. It's right below. I'll be glad to hit you back. Chop it up. If you want to forward somebody to me, please hit me up. I'll do some research and do the best that I can. And we're going to get the stories going. So, I'll at you, boy. Peace.